thank you very much for coming across to this new podcast today, guys. Our episode is going to be about exercising and your mental health. I have two good friends here. We have Melissa and we have Kerwin here. These are people who understands about exercising. And I also want to thank all those who are listening on my podcast, all those who are listening on my YouTube page, YouTube channel rather, and those who are here on my Instagram. Thank you for tuning in. So guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come down here a little bit and just talk to you guys a little bit about any questions you have, any questions you want to ask them and so on. So we're going to chat with them a little bit. These people are into exercising and they are my good friends. They are really, really cool with me. Kerwin is my family too as well. And they got themselves involved in exercising. And I want to share with you, once we have time, my experience when it comes to exercising. All right, so guys, thank you very much for coming across. So, I gave you some questions that we want to talk about when it comes to exercising. But before we get into that, I just want to ask each one of you, Melissa, you'll go first, and Kerwin, just give your name and just give me how long that you remember that you have been exercising.
Well, I am Melissa Williams-Reed. I've always been involved in sport. So growing up, I played football and I also did track and field. So I understood the concept of exercising. Added to that, I had a parent, my father, right. He really had a problem with, being overweight. Okay. So he always emphasized that need for exercising. And, he ensured that all of us participated in sports so that we could at least remain within a certain weight range. I left to go to university, and that is where I actually had the first-hand experience of gaining weight, right? I was active for a period of time in university. Eventually, that stopped because of studies, and it was time-consuming. So I actually gained weight. So I started the gym more than 10 years, and I've been on and off for a while due to having to study, doing my PhD. I went back to do a PhD, and that in itself is also time consuming. Right, so again, after losing the weight, the weight came back on, right? But I made a conscious effort after that to, start back in the gym. So presently I am working on trying to get some of that weight that I would have gained during the PhD period off. So I've, been on and off for more than 10 years.
Right. That's so good, man. That's so good. And Kerwin, just introduce yourself and how long have you been getting involved? How long you have been involved in exercising?
All right, Kerwin Charles. I have been exercising constantly for approximately 10 years now.
10 years, okay.
What made me get into exercising? When I started to work where I work now, I work as an EMT. Right. To be a authority. And my job is basically taking sick people from their home to the hospital. Right?
Yeah.
But while you're taking them, you have to ask them certain questions for the reports now. Okay. And when you listen to how they were living, the lifestyle they were living, you understand? Yeah. Basically, I was living that same lifestyle. You're just eating, you're going to work, you're sleeping, Yeah. And the state I see, the state that they were in, it kind of shaped me. I didn't want to be in that state, right?
Okay.
So when I started seeing sick people, I started to realize, okay, well, I don't want to be that way. So I ended up talking to a good friend of mine. He was working there with me as well. Yeah. And that's Ruben.
Yeah. I know Ruben, man.
That got me involved in exercising and thing. And at my heaviest, when I started to exercise, I was 260 pounds. Okay. And I was 260.
We said know that.
Yeah, I was a mampy.
Right.
And then I came down, when I lose the weight, I came down to 196. Woo. Right? Wow. But then I was on a diet and exercising, but I'm not on no strict diet again. Okay. So right now I'm between 210 and 215.
Okay.
Right? So that is why that's why I get involved in exercising, because I started to work with sick people.
Yes.
And the lifestyle they were living is the lifestyle I was living.
Right.
And if I continue living that lifestyle, I would end up sick too now.
You know, Kerwin, I really like how you explain that story to me, because I remember you told me that story some years ago, and it was so powerful that you are working in an area now where you actually see sick people all the time. And you watch their lifestyle and so on, and you say, boy, that was my lifestyle, boy, and I don't think I want to end up the role that they were in. And
Correct.
with Melissa now is like, you know, you have family that was encouraging you and so on, and exercising, that was always behind you and so on. So in terms of what has exercising done for you, Melissa, what do you think exercising has done for you and your mindset? Do you see that it did something to your mind? Because for you to stop and start back and stop and start back, what kind of mindset that you had to have, or does exercising did anything like that for you?
For me, I consider exercising to be what I call therapy. Right? It helped me to cope, because at one point during my studies, especially for the PhD, I found myself back into the gym because it helped to take my mind away from what that was happening. Okay. Right? So if I'm having a bad day, even till this day, if I'm having a bad day or a rough day, sometimes I take my lunch break and I would go to the gym. So that would actually help me, you know, to release some of that stress and to just cope with whatever is happening. Yes. So it's more therapy for me than anything else.
Right. And Kerwin, what has exercising done for you over the years? What did you see besides losing weight? But do you see anything with your mindset? Did you see anything at all with exercising during those years that maybe have done something to your mind? It gives you mental toughness, or what do you think happened to your mindset? If any difference at all?
Well, I wouldn't say I don't know if this is a difference, but for me, when I feeling lazy or I feel like I don't want to exercise today or this week, what I just do, I just remember the sick people.
Okay.
And I tell myself, you know what? You don't want to be like that. You understand?
Okay.
It's just an hour. You know, an hour out of 24 hours, you know, that is small thing.
Yeah.
1 out of 24 is small thing now, boy. Right?
Yes.
So that's why for my mindset, I just play in mind, no, I don't want to be sick. So that would just push me to wake up and exercise now, because I don't really, I mean, we all have to die, you understand?
Yeah.
But I want to live as healthy for as long as possible now.
Yeah.
And that is what exercise doing for me.
Do you know, as simple as that, is something called mental toughness or motivational mindset, because you were slipping back down into unhealthy lifestyle, and then your mind just reminded you that, hey, you know what, I don't want to go down that road, let me know. So in other words, you did something in psychology called self-talking, or something that we use is a cognitive behavior therapy, we call self-talk, where your mind telling yourself, hey, I don't want to go down that kind of road. So Kerwin, remind yourself, hey, go back in the gym an hour, and then you use another technique. You tell yourself, okay, an hour a day, an hour out of 24 hours is a small thing. So you now literally use a psychological theory in helping yourself to get back into the gym. And if you could keep that mindset in other different areas of your life, let's just say you start a business and you had that mindset, or you start your job and you had that mindset, like with Melissa now, did she PhD and she was going through a little rough time, went to gym, and then could come back now and fight up with her PhD. That type of mindset, does exercising really develops that type of mental toughness in that mindset? Look somebody like Lincoln Cohen. Lincoln right now is like one of the strongest guys that I know, and he's so mental tough. He would like literally push really hard in the gym, and you can see that he does that in other areas of his life, right?
Okay.
So the question now is, both of you, Melissa, I'm going to start with you again. How often should a person exercise? Because Kerwin, don't give me an answer already. You just want to exercise an hour a day. How often would you exercise on an average exercising day that you would do? On what would you recommend it?
So let me get it clear. You're asking how long or how often should we exercise? Because Kerwin says he exercises for 1 hour a day.
All right.
For me, I am doing strength training. right?
Okay.
I'm doing both strength training as well as cardio, right?
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
based on the program that I have right now, I have what we call a skip a day program. So one day today I would do skip a day program.
Skip a day program.
So one day I would do strength training, and then the other day I would do cardio.
Right.
Right. If I'm doing strength training, my strength training would last at least an hour to an hour and a half. Okay. Right. But if I'm doing cardio, it depends, right? Sometimes I might do a 5K that would take at least an hour. If I'm, if today I don't have much time and I have to keep it short, might be 30 to 45 minutes. Okay. So, but how long and how often, I think is individual specific, in that I may not be as flexible as Kerwin, right? Okay. Kerwin might not be able to make it to the gym for 5 days for the week. At least 3 times for the week is minimum of 3 times per week for the week is sufficient. Yeah. So I think that how long as well as how often is usually specific to the individual and the lifestyle, as well as the training program that you might be following.
So Kerwin, in terms of for you, strength training, cardio, or both, how you just mix it up, or what do you do? Which one would you rather?
Well, to be honest, I prefer cardio, right?
Cardio, okay.
But I promised myself when the year turned over, I have to incorporate strength training as well now, right? Because,
why is that?
Huh?
Why is that?
No, because I don't mix it up. I can't just be doing one thing all the time.
Okay.
You understand? Okay. So you can't just be doing cardio to get fit. You had to be strong as well. You can be fit and you can be weak. Right. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Plus, the work I do in tuna, I had to be lifting patients most of the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Upper body and your legs.
Right. And the majority of sick people is not small people.
Okay.
Right? So that too is why I have to, when January start, I want to incorporate strength as well now.
Okay. So here's a question people that usually ask Melissa. I am struggling to get through my workouts. I'm struggling to get through it. What should I do? How would you, since 10 years in the game, I'm struggling to go through my workout. What do you tell that individual person as a female? I'm struggling, I don't know what to do.
Firstly, look at your nutrition, right? You're struggling to, so are you struggling to get through your workout in terms of getting started, or in terms of you're already working out, but you're struggling to just make it through the workout? Right? If it is the latter, then you have to consider your nutrition, right? Because your nutrition is basically giving you the fuel to actually carry the workout out, right? So if your nutrition is not good, then that in itself will actually hinder your ability to get through the workout, right? Then you also have to take into consideration the frequency, how often you're going to the gym, maybe the program that you're following as well, right? If it is that you need more recovery time during your workouts, because there are times where I would actually struggle through my workout, and for those same 2 reasons, but if I did not have a good breakfast, right, I would definitely struggle. I would struggle. It happened to me last week. I didn't have a good breakfast. I went to the gym. My program, it was actually a day to go heavy, right? But in starting the workup, like the trainer realized that something was wrong. So he asked, well, what did you have? What was your meal? And when I told him, that was reason to start making noise and quarreling, because you're in this too long to be eating like this based on your program, right? The reason, before, I used to go to the gym at least 6 to 7 times, right? For the week, I used to go to the gym every day. But I started feeling tired and I started struggling through the workouts, right? So that is where the program actually is altered now, where we do it every other day, strength training. And that is because I was actually struggling to get through the workouts. So you have to consider different aspects. So you have to look at nutrition, most critical, and you have to look at the frequency and the recovery time that is needed.
Okay. And Kerwin, some fellas might come to you now and say, Kerwin, boy, I struggling here, What will you tell some people or some fellas who come to you and say, well, I struggling through my workouts, or I struggling to get started, I struggling. What will you tell them fellas on them?
Well, 3 things, right? Now remember, I'm more focused on cardio, right?
Right, yes.
For me, and for most people that I know, the best time to work out when I'm doing cardio is on an empty stomach, right?
Okay.
So that's early in the morning, right?
Fasted cardio.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When I started to work out on the evenings, it was hard for me because I don't have breakfast and lunch already.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I was feeling sluggish. But when I do it on mornings, now I have more energy on mornings because I wake up and I have an empty stomach, right?
Okay.
Second thing now, if you're not getting to go through your workout, is that look for somebody. If it's a group all in the gym or wherever, right?
Right.
Look for somebody who is faster than you or better than you, right?
Okay.
And try to keep up with that person, right?
Right. Right.
That is what I used to do as well. Try to keep up with somebody in front of me, and I said that'll try to kind of improve me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But that now is for somebody that even somebody that if you're in the gym a while now, right?
Okay.
You don't want to be one way, so you're always looking for somebody better than you to try to catch them now. Right?
Right.
It's not a competition, but motivation to you to try to
And
meet up with that person.
Yeah.
Right? But for the people who now starting, do not look at nobody that's in the gym, right? You don't know how long the person there, you don't know the person level of fitness, right?
Yeah, true.
Talk to your trainer, let the trainer know where is a weakness, where is a strength, where is a that, and that kind of thing, so, and go at your pace, right? Okay. When you get into it, then you could do the follow somebody, right? But when you now start, don't look at nobody else, because if you look at somebody when you now start, it could demotivate you, thinking that I should be doing that, right? But if you now start, you're not supposed to think I should be doing that. The most important thing is to start, right?
Yeah.
And no matter how slow you is when you start, you're better than how you was before.
Right.
So starting slow is much better than not starting at all.
Okay. You're preaching, man, Kerwin, man. You're preaching, man. Because it's the same thing we're trying to show clients, that at least, you see, when you start, it develops in your brain now, that mindset now, that I can continue. And I remember some years ago, Kerwin, you told me this, right? Let me get this story, Kerwin. You came to another time and I pick you up from the airport. And when I pick you up, I said, but wait now, that's Kerwin. Kerwin looking good, Melissa. The man slim, the man fresh, bed, cut everything. And if you see the man belly flat, slim, everything, eh? And I didn't see Kerwin for a little while. And when I saw Kerwin, I said, wait now, Kerwin, boy? I said, Kerwin, boy, you looking good, boy. And Kerwin said, boy, when you see results, it trigger you to continue going and continue going when you start seeing results.
Yeah, true.
And I trying to show clients that, listen, when you start exercising, as little wins, celebrate your wins. So celebrate your wins and so on. All this is helping with your mental health, especially when you start seeing results. And that results just push you. Melissa, when I saw Kerwin looking good, I said, no, but I step up my game in the gym.
Yeah.
Step
you
up
gotta look for a gym to join.
Yeah. Kerwin was looking real good, very slim, fresh, everything slim. Then them slim shirts and thing, and it fitting belly flat as a
pants fitted.
Yeah.
Fitted pants.
Yeah, that was when I lose all the weight, but now I try not to balance out now, boy, right?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, man.
I just maintaining right now.
Melissa, COVID happened, right? What kept you motivated during COVID time to now? Now COVID kind of easing out now. So what kept you motivated? I know what is Kerwin's motivation, or what is Melissa's motivation to continue pushing in gym? Even after COVID, and now you're living this lifestyle now. What is Melissa's motivation?
Envisioning myself in the way I want to look, right? Knowing that I am not where I want to be.
Okay.
That is sufficient motivation for me to keep pushing. There are times when I don't feel like working out, but I would still present myself to the gym. And my trainer, which is Muzi Potts, would always tell me that, you know, the days that you don't feel to come to work out, those are the workouts that will actually count the most, right? Because the reality is you could do something when you feel to do it. But the days when you don't feel like doing it, that is the workout that would really count, because you're still showing up to the gym. Some little things I use as motivation, I mean, as silly as it may seem, I have a fetish for nice gym clothes. Okay. So I always find myself buying gym apparel and just mixing and matching and looking nice to go to the gym. The fact that I know I have a nice gym outfit to wear, that really motivates me to get to the gym, because I want to flaunt my gears. So I mean, Kerwin would always make fun of it, because Kerwin would notice. Right. But that's, for me, I always tell him it's just motivation. That's actually what motivates me. I know I have clothes to wear, and all right, so I go into the gym.
And them females just take a lot of selfies in the gym and show up yourself in the mirror and take selfies and post it and so on. As simple as that, Melissa, that's a really nice motivation, As simple as that, And so, Kerwin, why are you laughing so? she talking truth there then?
Yeah, she's talking pure facts. That's she right there.
right. She right there. So, how do you measure progress, Kerwin? What is progress like for you?
Okay, besides the losing of the weight, right?
Yeah.
For me, progress is gonna be like, okay, when I now started, I couldn't make a lap straight, right? Because my more focused on cardio now. Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't run a lap straight without stopping, right?
Right, yeah.
So for me, why I just measure it now, because I'm more focused on cardio now, is that how much laps I could make without stopping.
Okay.
Right? How much burpees I could do straight, how much push-ups straight, squats straight, them kind of things now.
Right.
How much of the workout I could do without stopping. That is how I just measure progress now.
Okay.
Not so much because right now I'm not trying to lose any weight. So the losing weight for progress is not what I just do right now.
Right, okay.
Right?
Okay.
But also now, I know spring chicken again. Right? You know we age, right? You know we age now, boy.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, okay, if I custom making 5 laps straight, I ain't trying to mix. If I could make 6, I could make 6, right?
Okay.
What I will try to do, because I know I'm getting older, is to try to maintain the 5 laps straight.
Okay.
Try not to drop below the 5 laps straight.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I ain't trying to match up with the younger ones now, right? I try to match up with myself, right?
Young boys and them.
Yeah, so I just trying to maintain what I could do. And if I dropping back, I'm gonna have to check myself and do something different now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Melissa, what about you? What is progress for you? How do you measure to say, well, okay, I are doing good, I'm in the right track, I'm measuring. What's your measuring stick, or what is progress for you?
Just piggybacking on Kerwin's point, I've never focused on the weight actually on the scale, because sometimes I might actually be working out a lot, but the weight doesn't move. So usually I would have, like clothes that are too small, but then I start trying the clothes on and I realize that, hey, it fits in. There's a difference in terms of the weight actually fits. I am now learning this concept of taking notes while you're at the gym. I've been to several gyms in Trinidad, and usually I would see those guys, lifting, but they're taking notes. And I always wondered what it is in that notebook that they're really writing down.
Right.
But now my trainer has gotten me into that practice of logging the workouts. So what we look at is, if this week I came and let's say I was pushing 45 pounds for 5 reps, right? The following week, if I could use that same 45, but I could beat that 5 reps, for me, that is progress, right? I hate cardio. I think Kerwin can tell you that too. So for me, if I'm running, so the time it takes for me to get from or to make 1 lap, if that time could reduce, may not be significantly, But if it is at least some seconds shaved off of the time, for me, that is progress. You know, those small wins, that's what I consider as progress.
Right. And as simple as that, I know, and I keep repeating that word, because what I learned through exercising is that when you could celebrate your wins or your progress, it is like food for your health, mental health, that it literally makes you feel better. It makes you look better, and then therefore you're getting healthier mentally, and so on. So it's really important that we could celebrate wins, which is basically your progress. And you see, taking notes. So you're taking notes of your progress and so on. That is exactly what I try to help my clients do. They take the notes of what they're doing, make sure they do it properly. Exercising, imagine you learn that in exercising. It's the same way you can learn it in other areas of your life. And let me give another example. That is this teacher in USC that he gained some issues with his health. When my doctors couldn't find what was going on with him. So all he did was just document now what he eaten. Every time we document what he eaten, and he say, I eaten too much here. He changed up his diet a little bit here, changed up this here now. And then eventually the man started feeling good after a while, because he was documenting what he was eating, documenting what he was actually doing on his daily basis, and then saying, you know what, I'm not getting enough rest time here. I'm not eating healthy here. I'm eating too much here, whatever, and so on, and documenting it. That same practice you're doing there, Melissa, is that practice we just try to help our clients with. And all that now is because you are exercising. So exercising, again, I try to show everyone here that exercising really helps you with your mental health in so much different ways and so much different areas of your life. People who are entrepreneurs, when they exercise, it gives them mental toughness so that when they're not going through problems in their business, they continue going, they continue progressing, and so on. You know, so it is really helpful when we learn how to exercise and maintain it for your mental health and so on. So, Kerwin, apart from exercising and workouts, what other things you just do to take care of your health? What will you do besides exercising, if there's anything you would do?
Eat, diet, boy.
Diet.
That's really important. That's really important. For me, what I just try to do, I just try my best not to eat after 6. Right?
Okay, yeah. And that's how you say try your best, because that's a struggle for me too sometimes.
Sometimes you gonna feel, you know, sometimes you want to go out for dinner. Yeah. Sometimes if I work in the night and the night going hard, you might get hungry during the night while you're working. You understand? Yeah. But most times, I just try not to eat after 6 now, right? Okay. And I just try not to eat too much fatty foods, too much flour, too much oily foods. I mean, you're eating it, you know, but you're eating everything in moderation now, right?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, sure.
And this might sound cliche, but you see water, boy, try your best to drink as much water as possible. You understand? Juice, not important. I know that for a fact. Juice not important. That is a girl because a different taste in your mouth. You understand? Okay. Where you see water. Yeah. Water really important too now, boy. Right. Another thing I learned recently. Yeah. Like on mornings, and I struggle with that as well now, boy. Because I don't really like nothing hot. But a good thing to do on mornings, to before you eat or anything, to break your fast with a hot cup of some kind of bush or herbal tea. Then no sugar. You might use honey, but preferably no sugar now, boy. Just a hot digester. That will help with the digestion. That will help with the loss and thing now, boy. You understand? Basically, you opening up your inside to deal with where they deal with eating wise now. You understand? Yeah, I put in the start of the day with I was hearing my grandmother talking about that. I hear even up to today, hearing people talk about that now, boy. Start your morning with something hot on your chest, preferably some kind of bush tea, some kind of herbal tea. Now. Right.
Sound like old school there, boy.
Yeah, I old school it, but not only, but if you're exercising and then not eating properly, you're wasting.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, you're wasting time.
Yeah, I realize. I learned that to myself.
goes hand in hand.
Yeah, I learned that too myself. And Melissa, from your perspective, besides workouts, besides exercising and so on, what else do you do in any other area of life to maintain your health?
I tend to do things that I like some hobbies.
Okay.
Because I think is important that, most times when we talk about health, we don't really, focus on mental health. Yeah. And that whole slang that we have of protecting your peace, right? I think is important. So I tend to relax, get massages, do things that I enjoy, so that, it could help me to just maintain that peace and that calmness in that mental state. Right. Yeah. Regular checkups, that's also important, right? We cannot, we just can't leave that part out. That while we're exercising and we're ensuring that nutrition, nutritionally we're doing the correct thing. Okay. The only way we could know that is if we do some checkups, right? To know if it is actually working. So check, ensuring that you're being checked, because you're trying to prolong your days here. Yeah. Right. So, those are some of the things that I do.
All right. So I want to get specific with you guys here now. Yeah.
Also we check up, Paco.
Yeah.
People that you might be looking good, eh?
Yeah.
You could be looking good and not be good, eh? You understand?
Yeah.
That's tough.
One thing I just do when I turned 35, one thing I always say for every year, since I turned 35, I don't go and do a full body checkup now.
Okay.
So every time my birthday is in October, month of October, I just go and do a full body checkup, right? Because you don't know what's going on inside.
Right.
And so every year since I turned 35, after my birthday, the week after, I go for a checkup to make sure everything in a gear, checking everything. You understand? Blood work, urine, ultrasound, heart, everything they're checking about. Right? Eyes, hearing, everything, cholesterol. You understand? Because remember, the older when you're getting older, your body parts not working as they used to when it was 16, 17 around there. So you have to go and check up at least once a year. You understand?
Right.
I know most men say when most men will feel good and think, okay, I'm good. You understand? And some men will not feel good and might just want to drink something or go and lie down, or and something going on inside them. Because most men who sick, they didn't have to be sick, If they was going for regular checkups, they would have figured out, okay, this is the problem, let me deal with it one time.
Something wrong,
But it's a stigma with men, and I've seen it since I work in there. Most men don't like hospital. They don't like doctor and boy.
Yeah, boy.
They think that they're macho. They don't want to tell nobody their business. You understand? So I will just do what I have to do, drink some bush or, buy some tablet and thing. But you need to go, and especially as you're getting older, at least once a year, go for a full body checkup.
Okay. Right. That's very important, Kerwin. Thank you for sharing that with us. And but Kerwin, I want to get specific with you and Melissa, specific. That's really specific. Somebody come to you, a guy come to you. I want to lose weight, Kerwin.
Yeah.
I want to lose weight. Where's my next step? I want to lose weight.
All right. Like I said, the first thing first is, this is what I would do, right? When I saw that, okay, when I started to work, and this is what I did, right? I went I went, hold on. Kia, go inside, please. That's not.
All right, so let me go to Melissa. We're Kerwin busy doing that. We'll go to
what I did was I went for a checkup first, right? And let them find out if, because it didn't make no sense if your heart ain't good, right?
Yeah.
It didn't make no sense to go in and do no strenuous workout and your heart ain't good.
Okay.
Right? So I went and done with full checkup to make sure everything was good. Yeah. And then I went and talked to my partner Ruben, and then he started to, because he studied that, he also studied that now, right?
Right.
They have people who study That is a feeling.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm certified.
And them kind of thing,
Yeah.
boy. So he will give me meal, diet plans, exercise plan, and them kind of thing, there, boy. Right? But the first thing I think you should do is go for a checkup to make sure your heart and your body could take the workout that you're going and do.
Okay.
Right? Because no matter what workout you do, your heart will be under some kind of pressure now, boy. Right? Okay. So make sure you're good enough to make sure your heart is going to do with the workout, and then you could start with the workout now, boy. Right away. Okay. Talk to your trainer and he will advise you, you know?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
And Melissa, we'll come to you, Melissa. Mel, I want to lose weight. What's the first thing you're going to tell them?
For me, I usually try not to give too much of advice because I'm not certified, right? I'm not a certified trainer. I'm just a person who, you know, into fitness, so to speak.
Right.
But I mean, as Kerwin rightfully said, you should definitely, you know your status in terms of if your heart is good, you know, if you have other issues, you may have joint issues, you may have other complications that could prevent you from doing the exercises, right? Okay. But most importantly, you know, when you come and you say that you want to lose weight, I mean, definitely know what is your goal, you know, what is the end game for you in terms of starting to exercise, right? So that's some of the things that I tell people to consider. Added to that, you know, you try to look at things that you're doing right now, like in terms of nutrition. Are you eating properly? Are you getting enough sleep, right? So those are some of the things that I would tell them to consider, you know, look at things. Probably you could start by just making minor adjustments before you get all into the exercising aspect. Right. If you could just focus on improving in terms of getting the amount of sleep that is required, nutrition, if you could increase in your water intake. Those are some of the little things that you could do, you know, just before you get started into that whole exercising program. So
okay, cool, man. That's really nice. And so to close off here now, I want to ask you a simple, easy question, Kerwin. Well, Melissa, I'll continue with you. What is one fun fact you learn about exercising? One fun fact that you learned, something fun that you learn about exercising over the years, 10 years of exercising. You just learned this one thing about exercising over the 10 years of your training and so
on. Consistency is key.
Consistency.
Right? It's key. You have to be consistent, right? You could start now, and before you know it, I don't feel like going to the gym, and then you fall off. You have to be consistent, especially if you want to see your results. Yeah. And you see those exercises that you really hate the most, like for me, lunges and deadlift. Those are the exercises that you should be doing more of.
Ooh. Yeah, boy, I know. And there's some exercises that I just don't like in the gym.
Yeah.
Squats is one of them. I don't like squatting at all.
And a trainer told me that those exercises that you really hate to do, those are the ones that you should be doing more of.
Right. And you know, that's really nice to hear, boy. And Kerwin, one fun fact you learn over the 10 years. It's 10 years you're training on and off. What is one fun fact that you learn that you like people to take out from all of this that you have learned for the past 10 years?
Don't believe what you're seeing on social media, right?
What do you mean?
Let me get an example, right?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
You have a lot of people like to put their weight loss journey on social media, right?
Okay.
And they diet and exercise only, right? But the majority of the times, some of these people do gastric bypass surgery. You understand?
Oh.
Basically make you eat less, right? So it's not, so I mean, do you understand? Don't look at nobody else's goals and think that is your goals, right? Social media out here and fool a lot of people, right? A lot of people on this weight loss journey.
Yeah.
What they're doing and how they did it, most of the times is not true. Right? Most of the times it's not true. And also you see that where you're here to do the most, that we're supposed to be doing the most.
Yeah.
That is true, because you see lunges and squats. Yeah. I don't want, I find I for woman, boy. You understand?
Yes, you always say.
But I hate it, but
I hate it too, but I have to do it.
Yeah, I just do it. I just do it. I just do it. I just do it. I just do it.
I have to do
I
it
don't like
too.
it. I don't like it at all.
Neither me, but I don't like them squats at all. But see, squats, Melissa, I don't like it at all. But I do it because squats is one of the main exercises for legs.
It's for legs. Yes. Yeah.
I say, but now if I'm late, if I'm going for leg day and I'm late and I miss out a whole lot of time and I'm busy, I can just squat.
Yes.
Workout, and that is my whole legs there.
It's a multi-joint, multi-compound movement.
I just make sure I do my squats. But talking about social media, they're going. Melissa, what I observe with social media and fitness, I just find sometimes people use half nakedness to promote half nakedness as fitness. And I watch it, but I fight to nobody. But I watch it and say, but I ain't think I ain't think they're promoting fitness, man. I just think they're promoting half nakedness.
I agree.
Then a bikini going or they're half naked or something, and then say, well, we fit. So where's your take on that?
I mean, I have observed it. I've had conversations. I was training once under a trainer who was once like that. And that was reason for me to leave, right? Because I mean, you're focusing more on appearance, right? I think it's obscene, and you don't focus more on the importance of exercising and what exercising can do for you. So I mean, to each his own. No judging here, but for me, I just find it to be obscene.
Yeah. And I guess that is where Kerwin now come with now that social media thing. Don't look at that too much because you're kind of fake. We don't know how much of these influencers doing their surgery and thing and just to maintain it and so on. And so it's really important what Kerwin just said there about social media and fitness. But follow your own journey. From my experience, guys, I had a time some years ago I was going through some low period in my life and so on. That's some years ago. And I had a brother who was going gym, and both of us going gym together. But that day I was real low and I didn't even feel like going gym. And Kerwin, he called me and said, "Hey, Kwakuba, you ain't going gym?" I said, "Boy, but you like go gym now, boy?" And so he said, "All right." I said, "All right, let me go gym." But so that was the same gym that was going on the main road in Tunapuna back in the days.
Yeah.
And so I went with him. But man, I wasn't feeling too good. I was feeling down and outside under the weather, feeling really outside. Mentally, not just physically, but mentally, right? After I went and trained in that gym, Melissa, after I leave that gym, I was feeling so much energy. I felt so much better. I just thank that guy. Even today, if I met him today, I would still thank him that he called me on that day to come and gym because I felt so much better. My mind was clear to start thinking clearer and so on. And all the psychology I learned, all the psychology and therapy, I was to go and study exactly why it is I felt so much better from being down and out, and my anxiety and depression was there, I was really down. Why I felt so much better after. And then when I studied what exercising can do for your mental health, I would always encourage people, go and take a little walk, make a little lap around the savannah, go and find a gym somewhere, make that your regular daily practice, exercising, or at least weekly practice. Always go and exercise, because that day, Melissa, when I finished gym, I felt so much good, so much better. My mind was clearer. I could start thinking better now. You understand? And I was praying and it was clear to think better and so on. And I would always remember that day, Kerwin, as anytime you're feeling a little you're feeling down, always go and exercise. And I will always encourage clients, go and take a little exercise and so on. So when clients come to me and I do my intake form and I realize that there's exercise, and I say, okay, good. Because I know the importance of exercising. I feel happy inside when a client come to me and tell me that they're exercising. But when they're not exercising now, I have to try to get them in a routine or something. I have to try to get them something, because that is what is keep them down. So guys, your information that you share today is total valuable. And I really want to thank you guys, because it really helped me. And when I did the studies, Melissa, on exercise and your mental health, you are accurate when you said that you went to the, when you were doing your PhD and you went in the gym and so on. What happens is that you release certain chemicals in your brain. I want to get into all of that and so on, but it releases it. And what happens is that there's something when you come to the push and the pull. So when you're exercising, you're actually pushing and you're pulling, right? So there's something with the push and pull with your muscles and the brain that helps you now to push and push. And then now, when you're doing that, now you're releasing certain feel-good chemicals in your brain. And it helps you now to think clearly, and your blood now is flowing. So that's another aspect. Your blood started flow now. When your blood started flow, your nutrients go into the brain now. And then all of a sudden now, you start thinking clearly now. You start analyzing things clearly. And then let me just say now, the next factor now is when you are pushing and you have to make one more rep, that one more rep, especially when that gym instructor come and tell you, one more rep, Melissa. And you do that one more rep, that sends signals to your brain, hey, I just did something I would have never done last week or week before. And therefore your mental health now start getting better now. And then you can go and study now, or you can start to take on life now. It was so much a wow when I did the research, how exercising was really connected to your mental health. So guys, thank you very much for coming across. Let's just share that story with us. Guys who are there on my podcast, you hear from these guys. Before we close, Melissa, I just want to do you have any closing remarks? Do you have anything you want to add? Do you have any closing remarks? Do you want to shout out your gym instructor, shout out your gym or anything like that? Anything you want to talk about to close up?
I mean, yeah, I was sending a shout out to my gym instructor, which is Muzi Potts, because I mean, I've been exercising with Extreme Fitness. That's for the cardio aspect, but I decided that I needed that strength training, and I decided to join his program. And I mean, I could testify of the results that I am seeing, right? I have my nice definition on my arms and the legs coming in nicely. Nice. So, I mean, he's a nice instructor in terms of he motivates you, little hard sometimes, but he motivates you. He explains to you why you're doing it, right? And why it is so important. And especially on the days when you don't feel like exercising, he's the type of instructor that would give you that motivation to go through.
Nice, man.
Yeah. So for those of you who are listening, if you have not yet started exercising, I encourage you to do so. It helps you to lose the weight. It's a form of therapy. It's therapeutic. And when you start seeing that weight loss, your confidence actually increases, right? So exercising actually boosts that confidence, especially for ladies. So I'm encouraging you to start exercising. For those of you who are struggling, you're already exercising, but you're struggling somehow to remain consistent. Remember why you started in the first place. Let that be your motivation to continue exercising. Remember, Rome was not built in a day, right? So you would not get that immediate gratification in terms of the results you're looking for one time. So keep at it, right? For those of you who are already at it and you're remaining consistent, well, good job and keep it up.
Nice, man. How about you, Kerwin? You have anything, any final remarks you want to say? You want to suggest something? You want to shout out your gym or your instructors, or you want to anything you want to let the audience know?
Well, like I said, when I started to exercise, I was started with a good friend of mine from since primary school days. Man, he was working together, Ruben Isaac.
Yeah, man.
He's the one that started. Or then he introduced me to Extreme Fitness Diets with Donil Vincent and Peter Dumas.
Okay.
So I also want to shout out Donil and Peter as well, because they are who I am with right now. What I want to tell people listening when they come to exercise, right? It will have, everybody have regrets in their life, right?
Yeah.
Somebody who you was with, something that you bought, somewhere that you worked, you understand?
Yeah.
But one thing I know you will never regret is starting to exercise, right? Okay. You will never regret starting to exercise, right? Yes. Because when you see the results, you will feel much better about yourself, right?
Yeah.
When you start to exercise, you will feel pain. Okay. You will feel pain. Your muscles will start to hurt because those muscles have not been used a lot in a while, right?
Okay.
Don't stop. Do not stop. continue exercising, right?
Right.
The pain will stop eventually, right? Okay. And we all get lazy at times and we all fall back, right? Okay. One thing I encourage you to do as well, when you start to exercise, take a picture when you start the exercise of yourself before, and take a picture when you start to see the results. Right. When you start to feel lazy and fall back, look at the picture how you was before. You understand? Yeah. And say to yourself, do I really want to get back to there? You understand?
Nice.
Right? So don't give up. You understand? You would never regret exercising. Nice. You would never regret exercising. Right? Yeah, keep it up and just remember how you were. And if you don't want to get back to that way, continue.
Yeah, man.
Continue exercising, and diet is important as well. And everybody out there, especially the men, because I know the women are already doing it, especially the men, get a checkup. Go to a doctor, go to a medical clinic, and get a checkup. You understand?
Yeah.
The older we get, the better to take care of yourself. And that's about exercise and diet. Check yourself as well.
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah, that's about it for me.
Nice, man. So guys, thank you very much for coming across, and all those on my podcast. Every week we have a little podcast. So thank you for continuing to joining us. Those on my Instagram page, those on my YouTube channel, thank you very much for coming across. All those who are listening to this via my website, guys, thank you very much for coming across, and I would see you on the next one.